So, you know what my biggest takeaway actually was last night from the final trailer for Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker? A mystery. I gotta tell you, I'm not too interested in it at this point. There aren't any Skywalkers left that I'm that keen on. And the poster was how crystal clear the images are. I was like, wow, I can really see Rey in both the trailer and the poster. It's such a sharp, crystal clear image that on the one hand, I'm very impressed, but on the other, it's a little too clean. To me, Star Wars has always benefited, it's the difference between practical and digital VFX, right? Because it's like the same also, I have to say, I think to some degree with like Muppets and stuff, right? Like in the 70s, it had like this real quality to it because it was puppets and they actually built it. But the more computerized that it gets, it might get cleaner and clearer, but it seems less real. You know, a lot of times, I think also because we haven't spent a lot of times with these characters, a lot of times during this trailer, I didn't feel like I was watching legitimate Star Wars characters. I felt like I was watching people like on a Star Wars weekend experience, right? They're like, oh, that was the best 3 days ever. I mean, I'm sure Disney's like, that's what the new hotel will be like, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I guess this would be cheaper than going to the hotel, right? But I guess if you go to the hotel, you get to have the experience yourself. All right, so let's break this down. There's not too much in it. There are a couple Easter eggs here and there. I'm going to give them to you. I'm trying not to also give away some spoilers, which are starting to very quickly emerge, and apparently have been on Reddit for quite some time. And this trailer seems to confirm, from what I'm hearing, a number of them. All right, so let's get started. So it starts out very quietly with the Lucasfilm logo, which no longer glitters, to my sadness. I liked it when it glittered green. So I think she's like on a training exercise because we've seen this before from the other trailer. So she's having like, you see this in movies all the time. But I liked this a little bit. Now that was the first time I was like, oh my God, this is the clearest picture ever. But she's hopping around, climbing on this planet for training, but then I believe they cut later to her inside, Death Star 2 or whatever, where, obviously the climax of the movie takes place. And I'm like, oh, shout out to Jakku, where she was like climbing starships all the time, right? She's a good climber. She was, she climbed a lot in The Force Awakens. Rey, her ability to scurry up things is amazing. I don't watch these scenes and be like, oh, is she gonna make it? I'm like, of course she's gonna make it. I see some lightsaber battles instead, although they do seem to have lots of lightsaber battles in this movie. Look at those space binoculars. Ooh, space binoculars. I would think space binoculars could be a little cooler than that. Not loving Finn's hair. There's a lot of baiting going on in this trailer. All right, so she's running around some more. Look at this. So at first, when I saw the trailer in real time, I was like, oh, Lando with the yellow shirt. Maybe that's why he wears it. He's like, always stand out in a crowd. So Lando, I'm like, woo. But then when I was going through this for the shot by shot, I was like, oh, hey, look, there's Poe seemingly leading this discussion. And he's like, haha, I got rid of Laura Dern, boy. Because remember, like, that was like the weird, like, subtext in The Last Jedi that Laura Dern, he had a problem with Laura Dern's leadership. He's like, why is this lady with purple hair and a purple ball gown leading the rebels? And not doing a very good job, I'd like to add. She had one very cool moment, though, obviously. But he's like, haha, I took your job. And I was like, that's a weird vibe. So here's one shot of Rose Tico, who seems to have had a bit of a promotion, right? Still, I feel this movie does her absolutely no favors, and I don't think she does herself any favors. I mean, I think that it's up to the crew, not only the people making the movie, but, wardrobe, makeup, and the cinematographer to try and make all the characters look their best, especially like in a big space soap opera, right? And then if they're not doing their job, well, then it falls on the actor to pick up the slack, right? I feel that Kelly Marie Tran, I don't know what she's trying to achieve with this character. I mean, some people are, like, I think a small group of people really like her, so that's awesome, but, it's a small group of people. And for everyone who's like, I like Rose Tico, where are the Rose Tico costumes? I've not seen one Rose Tico meet and greet. The character didn't translate. And then behind her, I'd be like, it's like sitting at the nerd table, right? It's like, this is where the unpopular kids hang out. You gotta climb to the higher tables. Although I don't see any really popular tables in this version of Star Wars. But there's Dominic Monaghan from Lost, seemingly playing a rebel, who also is like, I don't know what to do. I have to say the rebels are a lot less cool, considering that they don't seem to ever win anything anymore. Like, well, like, you know, I think Finn is like, if good people will fight if we lead them. And I'm like, I think you've proven that no one should be following any of you. But that pop collar is impressive, Poe Dameron. You know, Poe Dameron, at least he's, you know, he always looks good, even if he doesn't have anything to do, right? Just look pretty, Poe. And he's like, check. So, and again, he and Finn are all to get together all the time in this trailer. I'm like, what are you guys doing? They continue to queer bait their fans in their interactions at social media and at events. I'm like, what is happening? Because that would be cool if they were a space couple, right? With Chewbacca. Chewbacca is happy to hang out with them, you know? That would be a great trio. So, I mean, do something, new Star Wars trilogy. I also like how Poe always has these perfectly like rosy cheeks. So he's always like dew kissed. I'm like, ah, fantastic. All right. So lots of harsh environments. There's Rey for date night, waiting for date night. She's like, oh, was this a mistake? Oh, maybe I should leave before he shows up. I'll meet you on the destroyed Death Star. So I do like that she's saying everyone says they know me, nobody actually knows me. I love that if she had a little darkness in her. You know, oh, that's an inappropriate joke. But I think that I think that's maybe one of the reasons the Reylo shipping works, because she doesn't seem like this pure person. I would like it if she, you know, because we think she might be a gray Jedi who can wield both the light and the dark, and you know. And you know, maybe Kylo's the same way, or Ben, right? So there he comes, making an entrance. I love that the water doesn't put out his lightsaber. You would think it'd sputter a little. That's a gorgeous planet. That's really great. I'm not quite sure where that is. I don't know if it's like a space iceberg, right? But I wondered if that maybe the center of gravity was, you know, you could like go on either flip side. But I believe they've just like built things down that hang out the bottom. So you can fall at them like Luke. You know, it's like, these are huge safety hazards. Why do we keep doing this? But it looks very cool. That's it looks like, I don't know if there's, if it's being attacked or if those things are based, but it's nice. Whoever owns that, it's a nice piece of property. So there, I guess that's the Emperor's throne. Doesn't look anything like the Emperor's old throne, but it certainly looks like an upgrade, right? He's like, I've had nothing to do but design my throne room. I waited for you guys to come over here. I like that. I gotta say, I like starships. I like them. I like anything that they can do. I continue to love the end of Rogue One because it's just a giant space aerial battle, among other things. But so this rising out of like an icy water, I'm like, that's pretty cool. With the lightning. Oh, so everybody geeked out because that's apparently the ship Ghost from the Star Wars Rebels animated series. So to me, the real question would be, who's driving it? But, you know, I guess maybe these are all like little Easter egg ships. Again, it's hard for me to root for the Rebels because, you know, they never win. And then as far as the Millennium Falcon goes, I have similar problems with the fact that it seems like that just anyone can drive that, you know? And as I said in my reaction last night, that's the point. Disney wants that you can yourself go and drive it if you go to Disneyland or Disney World. So there's the group. Yeah, although I have to say, Chewie, I'm like, how do you keep your hair so luxurious? He must take constant baths. It looks great. Who detangles that for him? So there they are. You guys, you flirt shamelessly. All right, so here she is. So I think that's just Rey going by herself on some kind of speeder. I'm like, as a Jedi, can't you guide that thing with the Force? She's like, I am. This is the best I can do. Leave me alone. All right. So now this, I don't want to give anything away here, but as you can see, by the way, there's Carrie Russell in the corner there. I'm like, so she's a good guy? I don't know what's going on here. And I'm like, she's like, how weird. She's the only one with a bucket on her head. I'd be like, you can take it off. You're amongst friends. So I don't know. I hope her role turns. She has a pretty good spot on the poster. I hope that she turns. I like Carrie Russell a lot. She was amazing on The Americans. Very good action with action sequences, fight sequences. So I hope she has cool stuff to do here. All right. So they're all wearing unattractive raincoats. They're like, wipe this from your memory base, C-3PO. Forget you ever saw us wearing these. So this is the sad line where he's like, I'm taking one last look at my friends. And you're like, Anthony Daniels, I forgive you for constantly talking on social media and spoiling things. But it's very sad, although one of you had a really funny comment that they've run out of human characters from the original trilogy to kill, so now they're down to the droids. I'd be like, you'll be fine. He's a droid. I don't know why anything has to be permanent with him. R2-D2's like, I hope you and Harrison Ford are happy together in Star Wars heaven or hell. All right, so this Christmas, by the way, my family, my parents wanted to go to see this because they like that, my mom in particular likes that video of that little girl who's dressed up as Rey at the parade. So she's like, she didn't see Last Jedi, but she's like, that's great, I'm gonna go see this movie. So I was like, should we get tickets? And she was like, December 20th, you know, like right before Christmas. She's like, I'll see it, but I don't know if I'm gonna see it opening weekend. I'll see it sometime during the holiday season. So I think a lot of people might do that. So this one, if it does well, and it could still do well, I think it'll maybe be a bit of more of a slow burn. We'll see. Now, I don't like this. This seems very much like they won a contest and they're like, run through this hallway and shoot people up. Also, it's not that scary because, of course, stormtroopers have horrible aim, so I'd be like, you guys are going to be just fine. Don't worry about it. Although Finn technically is a stormtrooper, so it would be funny if he never hit anything either. There's Carrie Fisher's one scene that she has so far. They just keep showing it again and again. I'm like, nice tear, though. All right, so I'm like, we'll get them with fireworks. See, that to me, Star Wars weekend, right? Not loving it. There's Lando driving the Falcon again. Some cool aerial battle. I'm looking forward to that. The saga will end. Promises, promises. Okay, so here I agree. Well, I'm excited to see Naomi Ackie's character, Jannah. I hope she turns out to be a good character. Although I think bringing horses or space horses into this is kind of ridiculous. Maybe they're trying to do like a Native American commentary and they're like, with our amazing fighting, we can still hold our own against more advanced technology. I'll believe it when I see it. But I think that's a tall order. So the story lives forever. We'll never forget. This is a great shot. Very romantic. And I do love, I saw some people talking about the fact that Kylo is very much based on a knight and Prince Charming. And you can totally see that, very much so. And not only, I think to Adam Driver's credit, not only the way the character is put together, but the way he plays it. She's like, why can't I quit you? And there's Finn being like, remember I was supposed to be your love interest? That's the whole reason I showed up at first? Those are crazy blue pants, John Boyega. There is Jannah behind him. You can see. She's like, why am I here? He clearly likes Rey. Everyone else is trying to steal him away, but he's not interested. So here, this is the shot everyone's talking about. It's a beautiful shot. I do love Star Wars architecture. So they both take out, who knows what the heck this is. Some people think it's Darth Vader. It doesn't look quite like that. I don't know what it is. All right? Kylo Ren does like to throw temper tantrums. He's like, let's just mess this room up to get ready for our fight and get our blood pumping. I really like their romance. I think there's a lot of chemistry between Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley. So anyway, everyone talks, there, you see she's got some kind of dagger. Well, word is, let's just say that's a dagger that can kill ghosts, okay? And so who might be a ghost? We'll see. All right. I don't know why you put that stupid helmet back on. She's like, that's a deal breaker. You got to take that off. Okay. There, see? So coupley. So coupley. All right. I'm shipping everybody here. Everybody is. That's because the movie doesn't do it. We have to do it ourselves, damn it. All right, so there they have all those horses. They're like, I'm sure everyone there in the back is like, what are we doing? We're going for the exit, right? And they're like, no, we're going to take these ships on. So there's by the way, supposedly at the beginning of this movie, he commands the First Order. So I'd be curious to see what would make him decide to, we'll see. Besides, obviously, the First Order being evil. Okay. They're there. That's obviously, well, we're guessing it's Palpatine laughing at Rey. He's like, your movies are so stupid. Ha, ha, ha. All right. And then this is like so cheating. All right, so Luke says the Force will always be with you. And then Leia says always. And you're like, oh, come on. I can't believe that's the ending shot. I'm like, you could have given me some more dark Rey. And then she's all teary-eyed. She's like, I never got a trilogy of my own. I had to share it. That's the real tragedy of this new trilogy. And then Star Wars, I do like the blue, The Rise of Skywalker, which, you know, again, there seem like a lot bigger questions that are being asked. So that's my breakdown of the trailer. I am curious to, you know, I like to finish stories. I like to finish stuff. So I want to see how this ends. I don't have very high hopes, but maybe that'll serve me well in terms of enjoying the film. So what do you think? Do you have your tickets yet? If not, when do you plan to buy them if you do? Share your thoughts down below. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.